What do you do in the evening when you don't know what to do? Read a book, play a game, every night is just the same. What do you say if I tell you how to keep from feeling blue? My advice is good to take and it's easier to do. When you're all alone, any old night, and you're feeling out of tune, pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Underneath the bright, silvery light, you'll be feeling better soon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Look, look, look at the stars above. Look, look, look at those sweeties love. Oh boy, give me a night in June. I mean it, all you got to do any old night when you're feeling out of tune. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. When you make a date any old night, gonna meet your sweetie soon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Underneath the bright, silvery light, that's the only place to spoon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Walk, walk, kissing and walk again, talk, talk, kissing and talk again, oh joy, sweethearts are all in tune. I mean it, when it's raining out, stay in a room, but on a lovely night in June, here's what to do, sweetie, and you just get out and get under the moon. If you're with a girl and she is cold, says she doesn't want her spoon, don't you feel blue? Here's what you do, just get out and get under the moon. If you feel a kiss and she gets sore, she'll forget it mighty soon. Don't stop to fret, she'll learn to pet when you get her under the moon. Indoors, there's not a thing to do. In-laws walk in and out on you. Oh boy, sister and brother too. I've tried it, just take my advice. If she is nice, nice as any night in June, just take her hand, she'll understand, and get out and get under the moon.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Haunters Anonymous Wednesday night. How is everyone doing? And James is, as usual, sitting right next to me.
What's up, everybody? Way, way far away from you, but whatever.
3 billion feet away from me. But you know what I mean. I'm sitting here waiting for my tablet to go out of landscape mode, and I've got it horizontal, so I don't know what y'all are saying, but hey, everybody.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Vic.
Hey,
A13.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Science.
There you go, Science.
What's up?
On Friday.
Hey, Mark. What's up, man?
Whoa. Hey, Mark. Did you fix everything? Is Disney running up to par?
Yeah.
Is the mouse squeaking like he should? Mark's like, I don't want to talk about it.
Hey, Danny.
So, Danny, what's up? Danny,
hey,
2 storms coming.
You want to talk about those 2 storms? Let's talk about it for a minute.
Hey, let's invest 97 and 98. I mean, it's like some game show or some shit. Like, sorry, it's Wednesday night, but you know what? There's 2 storms heading, and all the spaghetti models, just like take your pick. Like the spaghetti models completely encompass all of Florida. So, do you get 97? Do you get 98? Am I getting 98? Are we going to get both of them?
My mom said, "Watch your mail, Danny." Sounds like a threat.
What? But so yeah, Dan, everybody ready? Everybody ready for Mark? Are you ready? Is the mouse ready? Everybody ready? So more than likely, these are going to hit the Gulf, and they're going to explode into like the biggest frickin' movie style storms on the planet, and they'll probably just tear straight through the middle of America and go into Canada, and that'll be our fault. So,
Mark wants
but
them
no, and
all.
also Mark wants them all. You can have them all, dude. Maybe maybe that will prompt Halloween Horror Nights to do their little virtual HHN sooner, so y'all can enjoy it with no power. With the, I guess that's the other topic of discussion. But in all seriousness, everybody be safe, and we'll talk to you again Friday and then Sunday. These aren't supposed to really do anything until Monday and Wednesday. So
Yeah. Oh, wait, we have Vic. I'm gonna be in the shower. Got to shave my giblets, but I'll be listening. There's a visual. Thanks, Vic.
Wait, who the hell said that? Oh, Vic. I'd be able to see that if my tablet would show me the chat, but it's obviously. And if y'all saw what I was doing now, thank God for James putting the chat in that little window on the thing, because I can kind of read it, but if I wait a minute, what if I do twist my tablet? Will it fix it? Will it fix it?
Mayhaps.
If I jiggle it? Oh, I'll be damned! It fixed it. Okay, good. So, yeah, if anybody's paying attention, drive through haunts, making a lot of promises, going to kill some folks. HHN's going to probably do their stuff virtual. James probably knows more about that than I do. I haven't been paying attention today. But
I really don't. I saw a thing from Mark being all excited because they're like, "We're back," and then it was like, "But only digitally."
Yeah, Mark, you should have known better. You got Lee all excited. You got Danny all freaked out. Danny said, "My dad literally just bought fencing for his whole property. Is it chain link, or is it the kind that flies away in a storm, which is everything else?"
Yeah. Oh, I refuse to watch that live stream too.
I'm not. Yeah, Dan, Dan, so much appreciate you tagging us. That's cool because you're watching out for us. But there was no. I guess we're talking about the hard road.
Yeah.
The
the dead end.
The dead end.
No, I don't know what it is actually.
I'm not going to waste my time listening to people kiss butt. Why would we don't need to do that? They're going to kill somebody. So we have a guest tonight. When they come on, I'll let James actually do the honors of introducing them. Very fortunate they were with us Sunday night, and very graciously said they could come on tonight.
Yeah, and
so
thanks to
cool.
Science for that hookup too, because he's the one that tagged
Yeah,
him.
thanks, Science. And then of course we'll have Science on Friday. Everybody, you're welcome. That I got event pages up early.
I know it was almost like we were organized for like 6.5 minutes. So
it'd be completely, yeah, it's maybe 6 3/4 of a minute or something.
There you have it. Good stuff.
It's good stuff. Mark definitely refused to watch a live stream. And Dan said, "Gonna have to store it from the hurricane." Oh, store the fence from. Oh, it's not up yet. Gotcha. Well, you were just already deciding this is gonna be a hurricane, so. Thanks, Danny.
Yeah,
that's great.
Way to just doom things like that.
I'm gonna have to Amazon Prime myself about 10 boxes of
Happy
Belly.
That's what it was. I was like, what the hell is it called?
I almost called it Great Value. I'm like, new.
Yeah, and for everybody that's been dying to have video tonight, Max has a webcam. So guess who's gonna be on the camera?
Good for him.
And he's got a nice background, so it's all like sparkly and fancy.
Sparkle motion. Mark says, "I hope the hurricanes take out my bird cage so I don't have to pay for it."
Wow.
What? Oh, you talking about your Faraday cage?
Yeah, my bird cage.
I'm like, the hell are you? I'm like, well, get the bird first. Mark is video all the time.
Yeah, that's for the pandemic adventure. That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, Mark, we're gonna make you do a virtual pandemic adventure through HHN.
Yeah, you're gonna take your work phone and videotape yourself. They say videotape anymore? Or is it just video?
I
Yourself
don't know.
playing the game.
Yeah, with tears in your eyes because. Do you need us to send you a fog machine, Mark? Do you want us to help you with your virtual HHN tour? See, Vic says, "Damn, you really have to be careful with this clippers." Now I got a toilet paper. I can't even say the last word, but that's funny.
Oh, anyhow, let's get into this because we gotta start talking to him. He's sitting here patiently waiting for us to stop yakking our faces off. Might be going again this weekend to Universal to get some glowy cup. Of course you would be. Of course.
You need to talk to Lee, Mark. She may make you a list or something to get her. Not that I care if she gets anything, but just talk to her.
All right, so special guest tonight is Max Christian Bryant. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Maximus. He is got a home haunt, which is right on Fountain backyard haunt. He also is a actor at Dent Schoolhouse, right?
Super cool.
Okay, he's nodding at me, so I'm saying things correctly, which is wonderful. And so he's got a wealth of knowledge, and so let's get into this and talk to him, see what he's got to say. Everybody be cool to him, and let me, after I get him introduced, I'm gonna go ahead and post the link to his home haunt page, and we'll go from there. All right,
Get
let's
your questions ready.
Yeah, give him all kinds of hard questions, like math and shit. All right, let's go. Transition. There we go. All right, you can unmute yourself now. You're good.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up?
Not much. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing good.
Good. Thanks for coming on, man.
I'm glad to be on. This is a really great group that you have a great following, I think, and these guys are really awesome in the comments and everything. So I'm excited to be here.
Thanks. Yeah, we agree. They're quite a group. Sometimes a little too much.
Yeah, Jabby.
He's not even here right now. You don't even have to deal with the clown right now. Getting off easy.
Hey, Heidi.
Let's link. So, go ahead and do a little bit of a background on yourself, what you have done, what you're doing.
Well, so I've been haunting since the day I was born. I was born on Halloween. So it's, I think it just, it was meant to be for me as far as haunting goes. I guess, geez. Well, I guess, I originally, my haunting kind of, I think, started just having a CD player out on the front porch playing a Midnight Syndicate CD. And just, trying to play eerie music while people were coming up and trick-or-treating. But we weren't getting many trick-or-treaters on my street. And so my sister, who was on a board for the neighborhood, came up with a suggestion of like, well, let's put an effort here. Let's close off the streets, make it safe for people to come to our street. Let's, get everybody to have candy, sit out on their porch or be available. And hey, Max, why don't you turn the backyard into a little haunted backyard? And that was in 2012, I believe. Yeah. And so that's where the home haunt began. I set up some lights, a few hanging things. People brought their own masks, and it was great. I mean, honestly, the backyard haunt was only about a 30-second walk through, but it was something. And I think a love for haunting just came from there. 2015 moved to Cincinnati for work and decided to try a professional haunt, and so I linked up with the Dent Schoolhouse, and I've been acting there ever since. But 2 years later, I would say that I really started missing the home haunt. So I've been coming back to Springfield every year since to put the yard haunt back on. And I guess the 2 years I wasn't doing it, people were coming up to my parents, whose house that it's at, and were like, "Well, where's the backyard haunt? Is it happening this year? Where is it?" And so I love it. It's just great to do it in the community and everything. So that's kind of where how I got to where I'm at right now, I guess.
That's awesome, man. So they actually
That's fantastic.
shut down the street just for trick or treating and stuff.
Yeah, they put up those barriers on the street. The Springfield police, set them out. We set them up on that day. The kids go house to house to house, and when I mean every house has candy out, we made sure of it. Like, we went door to door, said, "Hey, are you passing out candy this year?" Either they said yes or they said no. And if they said no, we said, "Can we put someone on your porch to pass out candy?" And most of them let us do it. We got volunteers from the local college and actually some from the church group too. I mean, it just was this thing where we wanted our street to be the street where Halloween was happening and a great place for trick-or-treating to happen. And so they get, a crap ton of candy and a free backyard haunt to go through. Now, the backyard haunt has expanded quite a bit since those times. And, we change it up every year, and we're trying to make it fun for people to come through. And I believe people really enjoy it.
That's awesome, man. Thank you for doing that, like being so involved and making sure that if somebody's not participating, then at least get them somewhat into it.
Yeah, definitely.
Um,
Hey, Nick. Hey, Jerry.
Yeah, go check your chat. There's a lot of
yeah,
people
yeah.
saying hey.
You got a lot of people stopping.
Oh,
in.
Jerry has a fantastic haunted house near Sydney, Ohio, and their haunt is for the benefit of Relay for Life, Chainer's Field of Scream. So I'm very happy to see Jerry in here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, that's sweet.
Hey, Heidi. Yes. So she says my pumpkin smasher because that's the character I portray at the Dent Schoolhouse. I've been portraying it for the last 2 years, and I'm hoping to be able to do it again this year at the Dent Schoolhouse. And it's not a character that's mine. It's the Dent Schoolhouse's character. I just get to portray it. I try to come up with my own characters for the home haunt. For example, the creature, which is this mask over here. I've tried to start building up a story for the yard haunt, and I made a terrible video last year where try to make the story about the creature was somebody that was kept captive by the quote unquote master, and then the creature was able to get loose this year and was now terrorizing Fountain. So it's called Fright on Fountain because we're on Fountain Avenue in Springfield, Ohio. So I was like, oh, Fountain, no, what's a scary F word? Fright. All right, Fright on Fountain.
That would not be the F word our chat would choose, I guarantee you.
Especially on Friday.
It's for kids. Come on.
Yeah. Well. What's up, Keith? That's super awesome, man.
Yeah, everybody. Man, let's get some questions. Let's get some questions going. Maximus, do you know if Dent will be open this year? Have they announced, or do you know,
Yeah.
or can you say?
Yeah, they have announced that they're opening. They also already announced their schedule. So typically they would open like a second week in September. This year they're going to open the last weekend of September. They're going to do Fridays. It's going to be Friday and Saturday, I think, for September. But once they get into October, they're going to be expanding to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I believe I have this right. Yeah, October will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All the way through October 31st, and then there's 2 weekends in November well, it's one full weekend in November, the 6th and 7th, and then they're going to do a Friday the 13th edition in November. So that's currently the schedule that they've released. Obviously, with they're working closely, looking at the state guidelines. Whatever the state is mandating as far as COVID-19 is concerned, they're going to follow. So, as actors, we already know we're going to be wearing masks. And if we're wearing masks, we're going to probably end up wearing another mask because we need to keep our guests safe. So those are many of the guidelines we're going to be following. And Dent is very adamant about being professional and being safe for everyone. So they are opening. We're excited. We're getting geared up. We're already looking into our training weekend and how that's going to go. It's going to be a very odd year for me as an actor, but I think we're just excited to have Halloween. When this whole COVID thing happened, we were like, oh Halloween, we want you to happen so much.
Nick had a question for you, or Science. Will Smasher have enough room to swing his hammer if he's relocated inside?
Well, that sort of depends on where he will get put. I have been told a few locations that they've been talking about. And as an actor, I think I just, whatever scene they give me, whether it's the character of Pumpkin Smasher or whether it's someone else, whatever scene, I just got to give it my best. And, this is also going to be a time for actors, I think, to expand on their skills because we have to practice social distancing. So how do you scare someone 6 feet away?
Yeah.
That's going to be a challenge. And I think that, I think a lot of the crew is going to be up for the challenge. So I'm excited to see what happens this year. It's going to be a year to remember for sure, as far as working at Dent goes. But again, whatever the state mandates, we're going to do it.
Keith said, with a name like Maximus, tell us there's a live tiger and sword fighting in your haunt.
No, a live tiger. Well, I have a black cat. So that's creepy. No, I do love the movie Gladiator, though, and I do believe that's what he's referencing.
What new tour is Dent offering this year? Will Lights On, Lights Out, and Ghost Tour happen this year?
There is a Lights On tour. Okay, so they typically offer the regular nights, and then there's a one night, October 25th it'll be this year, where people are allowed to come through for a Lights On tour. This is in the past has been the opportunity for parents to bring their kids to the haunted house when there's no actors and the lights are on, and haunt enthusiasts also get to check out the scenes, because I think the Dent Schoolhouse is very well known for the amount of detail in its sets. So for the Lights On tour, the kids also got to go through and get candy. So there was actors stationed with just a bag of candy, and they passed them out to the kids. Now this year with the COVID stuff, I'm not exactly sure what it's going to look like, but the Lights On tour is still scheduled for October 25th for the purposes of children. And the whole idea is that kids who may not be willing to go to the haunted house with the lights out or monsters, you introduce them, be like, hey, walk through, see what it's like, and then they go through and they get through it and they're like, okay, yeah, I can handle this, maybe I can actually go through the real thing. So that's the whole idea behind it. In addition to that, there's going to be construction tours, which are going to be offered on Sundays in October. You can walk through the schoolhouse and watch the tech crews prepare, fix, detail the haunted house. This is new for this year. This is going to be Sundays from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. And you have to have your tickets purchased online for this event. So you can't just show up. You need to book yourself beforehand. But this is first year I know of them doing this. And I think this is actually a great opportunity for other haunters who just want to see, the technical side of it, to be able to do that. And since I would believe most haunted houses are not open on Sundays, this is a great chance for them to come see the tech part of it, and then to even see the haunt, because it will be open for the regular show that night.
That's awesome. We got another question here. and I guess this is pertaining to your actual haunt from 13 Skeletons. Have you ever used projectors in your haunt for digital effects? If so, what is the projector you use? There are so many projectors on the market.
Right. So the projector that we used, to be perfectly honest, I don't know what kind it is. However, we used it for the purposes of Q-Line entertainment. So I picked out a bunch of like spooky music videos, like spooky but not inappropriate. So like there's like a rap that somebody did where they were rapping as if they were horror characters, like
Yeah.
Leatherhead and all them. But there's no cussing in it, so I just project the music video along with a speaker onto the house next door, and so people get entertained while they're waiting in line. The line does get long sometimes, so it's nice to be able to have that for them. The other projectors, I haven't had much experience as far as hanging up either sheets or something like that. I did hang up a giant thing of painter's plastic once, and did one of these fire and ice lights from Spirit Halloween and projected it onto that, and that actually created a very spooky look. And I used it as the entrance to the haunted house because it acted as a haunted backyard acted as a visual barrier, and it I think it set a pretty good tone.
Yeah. Lighting is so important. It really is.
Yeah, it is. And I've got a good amount of space in the back, and there's this garage that I have that's almost practically. I mean, it's really it looks old, so it's nice to put some spooky lighting up, and it also I also have enough space to where I can light a certain area one way and then another one different way, get UV and black light working one section, and just setting the mood as best I can. Pile Hazard, I see him in the chat. He worked at the Yard Haunt last year, which was fantastic. It was fantastic and it wasn't, because last year it was so windy, and we had this idea of a whiteout tent where it was one of those wedding tents, but with all the walls up, and it was just filled with fog and strobe, just supposed to be a complete whiteout. The wind didn't like it, so the wind tried to get rid of it, and Pyle and I had to take the whole thing down about 5 minutes before we were opening.
Oh, geez.
So thanks for being there, Pyle. Love you, man.
Let's see. I've got to say hello to Numbskull before she blows a gasket. Hey, Numbskull. Let's see. Going down the list. Heidi said, "Do you believe in ghosts? Have you had weird experience at Dent?"
Hey, Paige. Paige is in. Paige is one of the other actors at Dent. She's fantastic.
Oh, cool.
So she has portrayed Princess Petunia, which is another great character. Sorry, I didn't mean to ignore the question. Do I believe in ghosts? I do believe in an afterlife. I don't know if it manifests itself in the form of ghosts as we know them. However, at Dent especially, so much weird stuff has happened as far as actors into these straight freakouts because they're in this hallway and they swear somebody's with them. We have security footage of these orbs, not like an orb that would be in a photograph, but like one that's moving around. It's like jumping around to different props in a room, going into a wall, disappearing, coming out of the wall. And so I don't know how to explain all that. And so I tend to worry about, making spirits mad. So there's a lot of I don't know, but there's a lot of things I haven't been able to explain either.
Let's see what else we have. Jabby said Dent Schoolhouse is on his list of haunts where he wants to guest act for a couple nights. That is our resident clown. He is part of our first clown mafia. He's a character.
Oh, nice.
Let's see.
Well, if anybody is interested, they can go to the Dent Schoolhouse Facebook page. There is a link for applications if you're interested, and check out Dent Schoolhouse Facebook page. Their website is also frightsite.com. if you're interested in that kind of stuff.
There you go, Jabby. There's your answer. Science wants to know if you remember the projector of the teacher on the top stairs.
Projector of the teacher on the top stairs. I know there's a projected image up there. I mean, she's pretty creepy. I don't know if she's making a return this year, but yeah, I do. I don't know if there's a story along with that. If there is, he's going to have to tell me. That's the thing. Different actors have experienced different things, and different kind of freakouts happen, and it's hard to. I mean, somebody should really write down all the stories because it's ridiculous what's happening there. What happens in that building?
Keith said you should do trivia in your queue because it takes forever, which is just a jab at us because our last trivia night took like 2.5 hours.
I think trivia. Well, I mean, that might be an interesting local way of bringing things in. If I had a queue line character I could trust, that could go around doing like weird Springfield, Ohio trivia.
Yeah, dude, get a carnival barker and just put him on a platform and just yell at people. What random questions?
Yeah. Oh, the Pumpkin Smasher character is a queue line character, so I couldn't even tell you how that's going to look this year as far as being a character interacting with guests, because a lot of times what they want is selfies. So how do you do a social distance selfie? I think Pumpkin Smasher might have an advantage because he has this giant mallet, so he can like actually stand quite a bit behind a person and act like he's smashing them on the head. So he might have an advantage if he were to do that, but if he's inside, obviously something different. But there's a lot of different ways that one can be creative in the queue line, and queue line character is not something I've tried yet with the yard haunt, because typically the way I do it is I lead the group through. I don't let people just go into the backyard. I lead them through it.
Oh yeah.
And lead them all the way, to the out. And sometimes I've had another leader who leads the next group, and so I haven't had an actor yet who seemed interested in doing queue line acting. But I will say that the people that come and volunteer at the yard haunt, I never know each year how many I'm going to have. I try to get them to commit beforehand, but on the day of, some people back out. Some people bring a friend with them. Whatever happens, I've always had an amazing group that, I put them in a scene, I tell them what I want them to do, but by the end of the night, they've pretty much figured out something better that works. And they've gotten some great results. I mean, there's a couple videos on the Fright on Fountain page of the walkthroughs, and I think that there's plenty of scares there, and I mean plenty of screams to enjoy for sure.
Tracy wants to know if you need any more actors or actresses.
I think every haunt is going to be that elects to open is going to be hurting for actors and actresses. Now the home haunt, yeah, I could always use more people. Oh, is that Tracy Lavelle?
Yeah.
Tracy! She went to my high school. Tracy, yeah, if you wanna come act, definitely. Just send me a message and I'll let you know. So the question more probably might go towards when are we operating this year? Springfield, Ohio does whatever the sheriff says. The sheriff is the one that will establish when Trick or Treat Night is. It has not always been October 31st. Oftentimes it has been the Saturday before Trick or Treat. Except, ironically, for this last year, when this whole debate was coming up about, well, let's move Halloween to the closest Saturday across the country. Ironically, Springfield then had theirs on October 31st, which this last year was a Thursday. So Springfield, Ohio's going all up in arms, saying like, "Well, we're having it in the middle of the week. What is this?" And I was thinking, I think a majority of the country does trick or treat on the 31st. We're the oddballs, but now we're doing the switch while other people are trying to advocate for Halloween to move to the 31st. So I couldn't say for sure when this is happening this year, for sure yet. And in addition, my work schedule with the Dent Schoolhouse comes into play as well. So somebody has been tossing around the idea of opening up on an off night, like a Wednesday or Thursday, which allows my neighbors to come through when normally they would be stuck at their doors. And I'm not exaggerating when I say stuck, because there's been a lot of kids that come to our street now due to the efforts of the historic board of South Fountain, and what my sister has tried to do. I'm just dealing with my yard haunt. They're trying to organize everything outside of it, and a lot of kids come, and so my neighbors get stuck passing out a lot of candy, and so they don't often get to see the yard haunts. So I actually think maybe taking advantage of the opportunity this year to maybe let them be able to see it. Again, not knowing exactly when trick-or-treating in Springfield's going to be, but whatever, I'm going to try and make it work.
Yeah, that's awesome though. I mean, that's so cool. Your whole neighborhood's.
I see Margaret.
I don't know
Margaret's
that I've
awesome.
gotten down that far. Science wants to know how long it takes to set up your haunt and how long it takes to take it down.
So, like I said earlier, the property is my parents' property, so they aren't, I would say, into Halloween as much as I am, but they are very tolerant and helpful. So I typically spend the week beforehand setting things up. There's a lot of stuff I don't like leaving outside for weather purposes. The one year that the whiteout tent did work, we got that up first, and then we started storing things in it so that on the day of we could just put it out. So I guess over the course of a week is when I think things get put together, but the heavy duty stuff happens on the actual day of the trick-or-treat day. I'm up early and I'm putting stuff out, and doing that all day. I'm exhausted by the end of the home haunt day because it's only for the trick-or-treat night. Taking it down, because I put my parents through so much putting it up, it comes down pretty quick. It has to be pretty much down by the end of the next day. Put up, stored away, all that kind of stuff.
That's awesome, man. I trying to catch up with this chat here, man. They're just rolling right now.
Yes, they are.
So, hi, Margaret. Hi. I see Adam Burke. He's like, "Do you need any pumpkin smashers there?" Well, if I need one, Adam, I'm sure he will arrive. But you'll pretty much only find Pumpkin Smasher at the Dent Schoolhouse. That's where he loves to be, and that's where he loves to play.
I'll see Jay popped in.
Chainers wants to come back for the bunny. Okay, so Pyle, who he's also at Chainers Field of Screams. There was a girl that came through dressed in a bunny outfit, and so his character freaked out. It was like, "Bunny, bunny, bunny!" The girl came back again to come through, and once he saw her again, he just left his scene and just chased her through the rest of the yard all the way out, and slipped and fell onto a fence panel. He was very enthusiastic about his scene and his character, and I appreciate that. But I'd love to have you back, man. If you want to work again this year, I'll try to let you know when it's happening.
I swear the chat's just out of control. April Pence, hello.
April, how are you? I hope Raven's well.
How did you end the Trail of the Backyard Haunt with a bang last season?
Ha. It's funny that Jordan would ask that. Jordan acted last year for me. And Jordan works at Brimstone Haunt, which is near, I think it's near Wilmington, Ohio, where the Renfest, the Renaissance Festival happens. He was gracious enough to work for my yard haunt this last year. He brought a chainsaw and he dressed up as Leatherface, and so he was the end. He was the end scare. The people went through, and then at the end, he busted out of the old garage, slammed the door open, came out, chased them all out. I don't remember a group that didn't run, and he did the whole spinning around dance that Leatherface does. He was fantastic. And that was the first year I had a chainsaw. In the years before, I've had a leaf blower.
A leaf blower.
I advocate for leaf blowers. They are loud, and they also, the people can feel it.
Yeah.
The only problem is the leaf blower that I possess is electric, so the idea of running with an extension cord doesn't seem to work. I could just invest in the gas one, I guess, but I don't know. But I mean, this last year Jordan brought a chainsaw, so I was like, yeah, all right.
Well, let's get down to the real question here of the evening. Do you like black licorice?
I do not.
Okay, you can stay. You are welcome to stay on the show then.
I think it was Midwest Haunters Convention. Have you guys ever played ring toss at a bar? Where you make a ring out of the bar straws, and then you toss it at the liquors, and whatever it rungs, you got to take a shot of.
Oh no, definitely not.
Oh, it's a wonderful game. It gives and it takes away sometimes. I think I wrung a bottle of Uzi one time, and I just had a terrible time doing it because I think it tastes like black licorice, and I hate it. It was so bad. But that's the nature of the game. Sometimes it rewards you, sometimes it punishes you.
Well, we have this giant debate if it's candy corn or black licorice. I tolerate candy corn, but I cannot tolerate black licorice. Mike, on the other hand, is like, I'm going to go out and buy some black licorice now. It sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing is being around someone who just ate black licorice and you're having a conversation with them. It's the worst.
See, right there.
No.
Like in person, Mike.
No, it's the same regardless, in person or like 1,500 miles away.
I'm just gonna start eating black licorice during the streams. Don Skrull is here, by the way.
What's up, Don? Hey, Calliope. I said it right this time, so suck it.
Hey, Chiller.
No, I'm not
going to stop hating on black licorice.
I will never stop hating on black licorice ever.
Yeah.
Science, I swear to God, if you say Dunkaroos one more time.
Do you have any Dunkaroos?
I should buy some off Amazon now.
Yeah, for $17 a package.
Paige, I introduced Paige to ring toss recently, and that was a very fun night. And that was I shouldn't say recently. That was before the bars got shut down for COVID, and so she got to experience that firsthand, and it was a good time. At least I hope was a favorable memory, Paige.
Michael Pulskamp? That's
Pulskamp.
What's up, man?
Michael.
Michael.
I butcher names, so I apologize.
Michael is Michael's a young home haunter in Cincinnati.
Oh, all right.
And he makes masks too. His masks I think are heavily influenced by Slipknot, but he's an up and comer. I don't even know how old he is. He's like 14, 15 maybe, but he's already building some cool stuff inside of his house for his home haunt, which is usually held a little bit later in November because he doesn't like all the he works at a haunt too, so I know that he has a lot to do during October, so his home haunting usually happens in November, but people still come to it, so good for you, Michael.
That's cool, man.
Good for you. Hey, if you got a page, Michael, send the link if you got a page for your home haunt.
Yeah, for sure. We gotta push our home haunt list more frequently, but
yeah, we gotta super push it.
We'll ramp that up eventually.
Paige did have a good time. Yay!
First time she threw up in years, so that's a time.
The ring toss rewards and it punishes.
So what all conventions have you been to over the years?
I would say I'm a late convention bloomer. I have yet to be to Trans World, and honestly, people keep telling me you got to go, and I say to them, like, my budget is not anywhere near what my interpretation of what Trans World has, and so I haven't been there, but I've been to Midwest Haunters Convention several times when it was in Columbus, Ohio. I have not been to it when it went out to Chicago. The first year I was busy, second year was canceled. I've been to HauntCon in New Orleans twice. New Orleans is a fantastic city. The both of you being from the Florida area, I love New Orleans. I have a lot of fun going there for HauntCon and also just hanging out, going seeing the cemeteries, being on Bourbon Street, trying some beignets. I love it there. What's that?
I said some beignets. What the hell is?
Well,
Like,
a lot of beignets. I went to Cafe Du Monde, and then I went to another place just to compare. But 6 beignets, that's a lot.
Lightweight. So I'm kidding.
I'm a lightweight beignet eater. Yeah.
Well, so you see this year that HauntCon and the Halloween Party Expo, they moved back to Texas, and now it's canceled.
Right.
For next year.
Well, I think they're going to say they're not canceled. They will say that it's a total online experience. Yeah. Which I mean, with it happening typically in January, I get that. It's winter, it's cold, flu season, and we don't know what things are going to look like at that time. So, I get why they're doing what they're trying to do. HauntCon has been a sponsor of the convention that I'm a part of. I'm on a committee that put on the Ohio Halloween and Haunters Convention, which was at the Ohio State Reformatory in Mansfield, Ohio. It had its first year in 2019. The Ohio State Reformatory, that's the place where Shawshank Redemption was filmed, if you ever saw that.
Yep.
Very nice.
It's a really cool, it was a great experience to be a part of the team that put it on. We had a lot of great vendors. We had a lot of great teachers. Blood Prison opened up for it. Mohican Haunted Schoolhouse opened up for it. This last year, 2020, in May, was going to be our second go around, but unfortunately it was just not able to happen. We have a date for 2021. We're just, I guess, maybe a little hesitant to officially say, hey, we're happening, because we don't know what's going to happen or what how the whole situation is going to look like. But that putting on the Ohio Halloween and Haunters Convention was a great fun. I was really happy to be a part of it, and I think we got a lot of great feedback from the first year doing it, and that was all through the Ohio Haunters Association that we did that. So conventions are fun. The haunt world, you connect with people from all over the country, and these conventions are a great way to bring everybody together to share a drink or share stories or just experience things.
Most definitely.
I'm long-winded, and we may have lost some chat. I don't know.
You're good. You're fine.
No,
it's mostly them
long-winded.
talking amongst themselves. You're good.
Yeah, they're just kind of chatting all about whatever. Still complaining about black licorice or whatever. Who the hell knows?
No, we're on the 12-foot skeleton now, the one that everybody in the world owns.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I got to go get mine now. Jeez.
You better buy 2. That's the going thing, is buy 2 of them.
Buy one and sell the other on eBay for twice the price.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, dude.
Is that really a thing?
Everybody's posting 2 of them. I don't know.
I don't know.
That's terrible.
That's what's gonna happen.
It could be the same photo, and everybody's just using the same one. I haven't really paid attention, but it's like everyone's like, "Look what just came in," and it's the back of a truck with 2 of them stacked in the back.
I couldn't fit mine in my car, so I took it out and drove it.
Margaret, are you saying that you will work for my yard haunt for a year? Like, seriously? Oh, so Margaret bosses me around at Dent. So if I have an opportunity to boss her around, I will take it.
Oh,
Margaret, message me if you want to work at Fright on Fountain this year. I don't care. I'll make it happen.
Well, I say she just has to do it now because she's said it in chat.
Yes, absolutely.
Nicholas James Grips says hello.
Nick. Okay, so I would love everybody, please, if everybody could, give Nicholas a big congratulations. He just got married this last weekend. I was the best man at his wedding. He married Panya, and they're currently in Gatlinburg riding motorcycles around and jeeping it up. So big congratulations. Thank you for taking time from your honeymoon to stop in, but I love you, buddy.
Hey man, congratulations.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Congrats. Thanks for coming in. Look at all the chat. I can't. Oh, Mark says congratulations. It's all downhill from here. Yay. Just don't go to Disney for your anniversary because it won't be working.
Margaret
Don
said she's
Scroll
not
won't-
scared.
Yeah. Don Scroll said he won't come to the reformatory because it's a prison. Well, it's not I mean, it's not in session anymore. There is a new prison built behind it, but the historical prison, I mean, it was just beautiful. Like, we had the vendors in the prison cells, like sitting outside the prison cells. So they had all their Halloween haunt products up against this beautiful in a haunt sense background of a old, somewhat rundown prison, which they are making efforts to maintain. It's a wonderful place, and it was so creepy. And actually, I had one vendor who told me that they didn't want to come back for the second year because I guess they had an apple that they left behind for one night, and when they came in the next morning, it was just shriveled up. It wasn't eaten. It just was completely shriveled up. And I guess that freaked them out, and they didn't want to come back. I was like, really? Okay, well.
I like that. That's cool.
Any teasers for Fright on Fountain?
What,
I don't know.
What haunts have you been to? What other haunted attractions, Maximus, have you been to?
I try to visit as many as I can, and Nicholas Grippa is one of my traveling buddies, along with Paige. We love to visit. So usually, as a staff, we love to visit the Land of Illusion haunted attraction. It's near Cincinnati. They're typically open like a few weeks before us, so we'll go visit them. I have gone to seen Chainer's Field of Screams. I haven't seen the show. If it's a haunted house that is only open for Fridays or Saturdays, chances are I have not been able to see it because I work at one. If it's a haunt that opened before we open, like early September, I get to see it. So down in Louisville, I've seen the Haunted Hotel, Devil's Attic, American Horrorplex, Grim Trails. Those are, the Louisville haunt community is very, it's big. There's a lot of them, and they're all nice to me. So I appreciate all of them. Ohio has many great haunted attractions. Carnage Haunted House in Columbus, they're going to be opening up in a new location. When they opened their last place, they only had 3 months to build it, and it did not look like a new haunt. It didn't look like a first-year haunt. It looked amazing. And this year, they're moving to a new location, and it's way bigger, and I think it's going to be fantastic. I've been to several, I guess. I try to visit as many as I can, and there's many great ones out there, like the Akron Schoolhouse and Laboratory, Mohican Haunted Schoolhouse, Blood Prison. In Springfield, Horror Acres, unfortunately, is closing this year. They were great. Also in Springfield, the Face Your Fears Hotel of Terror. I think that is one of the biggest underdog haunts I've ever, not underdog, underrated. Not enough people know about that haunt. It is an amazing haunt. It's this old building that's like multiple floors, amazing sets, amazing actors. I think it's great. When I went to HauntCon, I visited 13th Gate down in Baton Rouge. That one probably has to be my favorite besides Dent. That is a beautiful haunt. It's huge. The sets are amazing.
13th Gate is. I've been there several times, and did you go across the street? Did you go to Necropolis?
No, that wasn't open. This was a special sort of tour for HauntCon. Because
Right. Okay.
we got to see the haunt, and then we got to do the escape room. The escape room was crazy. Like, I've been to escape rooms where it's just like, okay, you're in a room, they have the wallpaper and there's a puzzle and you try to figure out. I mean, this escape room really made you think you were like a victim of Buffalo Bill. It was just nuts. Like, uh, I can't say enough about 13th Gate. That was just a beautiful experience. I'd love to see it again. Also down in New Orleans, Bernie Baxter Home Haunt, run by Jonathan and Crystal, who do the Haunt Weekly podcast. I got to see that. Fantastic home haunt. And they do a weekly podcast and they share a lot of great information.
Yeah,
So I tried.
there's a lot of good resources. That's for sure.
Yeah. I honestly want to visit as many haunts as I possibly can, but I just never be able to. I just don't think I could ever not act one year. I just don't think I can.
No, it makes sense. That makes sense. And there are so many haunted attractions just in the United States.
Right.
So many. Gosh.
And in Ohio, it's a lot too. Yeah.
Yeah, Ohio has a good chunk. Definitely have a good chunk. If you ever get to Louisiana again, you really do. There's, of course, I always mention House of Shock. Now that it's gone, you would have loved House of Shock.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, 13th Gate is awesome. There's yeah. I would love to get some beignets now. Thanks, Maximus.
No problem. I met some House of Shock people. They came to HauntCon this last year, but obviously with it being the New Orleans Nightmare right now, I know that it's changed over, which is fine and great. I heard a lot of great things about House of Shock, and I would have loved to have seen it, but haunts come and go, and that's the scary thing about this year is how many haunts will elect not to open this year, and how many will come back the year after. So through the Ohio Haunters Association, I'm going to try to create a video series that kind of areas of Ohio like Cincinnati, Columbus, Toledo, Cleveland, and be like, hey, here's the haunts that are opening. And hopefully people will share it and, people will go out and support. That's sort of the grim part of it. But I kind of have this sense that home haunts are going to, the creativity and the passion of just having haunt and building it at home is still going to happen, and probably happen very strongly. I would hope this year. Granted, we don't know what trick-or-treating is going to look like for sure, but I think there's something about home haunters, at least the ones I've met, that are like way more skilled in actually building things. You can't stop them from building.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Unfortunately, because we monitor quite a bit. I was driving James crazy, I know, for a while there, but unfortunately, quite a few haunted attractions are closing. The percentage that I get in my feed about every day is about 55% of the haunted attractions that actually say something, they're closing. There have been a few that have gone ahead and said permanently. Some are unsure. There's a few home haunts that said that their walkthroughs, they're going to close those down, but they'll do huge drive-by displays. And of course, 13 Skeletons is our main mascot for that. They are awesome. You should check their page out if you get a chance. And James is going to drive by there. But you're right. It's very sad that there's quite a few professional haunted attractions that are they just already know they're not going to make it this year, and then hopefully see everybody next year. It is pretty sad. It's pretty sad.
Yeah. Good night, Paige. And I see Zachary's in here too. Zachary's a good buddy. Yeah, I mean, I wish that. I mean, I wish it wasn't so, but I know every year there is a a bunch of haunts that have to make that hard decision. Is it worthwhile opening this year? I think many home haunts that are electing to go to the display option, that's just not what mine is. I don't think I make things very pretty as far as being able to build things with a lot of detail. That's not my strong point. I think I'm better with directing actors to have an engaging experience where you come in and you don't know what monsters are or are not there, and trying to do it that way. So it's an idea, but I think if I run this year, I'm still going to do it in a walkthrough fashion. But the yard is big enough to do social distancing. Even if I were to lead the group, I can always, or I can walk behind them or something like that. Whatever precautions necessary. I'm invited to Arx Mortis. Heck yeah. I hear amazing things about Arx Mortis. I think there's a makeup artist who's on TikTok that just makes amazing videos, and she does this great makeup job. I don't know her name. Sorry.
Margaret said your passion is your strength. It's true.
Yeah.
Thank you, Margaret.
Drive through.
Have you been to Netherworld?
I don't know if he heard you.
I didn't.
Oh, have you been to Netherworld?
I have not. I really want to. I've heard a lot of people talk about it. I have a buddy that lives in Atlanta, so really I have no excuse except for working at a haunt. But the owners of the Den Schoolhouse I know have visited Netherworld, and I mean, they say it's beautiful too. So somehow I should be able to make it work one of these times. But it's on my list to visit. I'd love to visit that one. Another one I'd love to visit is Erebus, up in Pontiac, Michigan.
Yeah.
And Haunted Overload, which in my own personal opinion, I think did not get enough time on that Haunters movie. I'd love.
Who did? Who did?
We must not speak his name.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Oh my God, I 1000% agree with that. Actually, all of the other ones in that thing did not get anywhere near. That whole thing was a joke.
Yeah.
The people that made it they actually should be ashamed of themselves. But I'll leave it at that.
Give them some black licorice.
Yeah. take their black liquor.
Right.
Yeah, Haunted Overload is. I want to go. Erebus for sure. Erebus is definitely on my. I got to do it before my last breath list. Haunted Overload. They seem like just the nicest dang people, and the stuff they do is just, of course, on a scale that, if you're gonna be outside, you might as well just make it bigger in hell, which is what they do.
I've heard rumors that the owners are just awesome and will take time out to if you're in the area to visit. I heard that. I don't want to speak for them, but I've heard they're great people. 13 Skeletons. So you only do your home haunt on Halloween? I do my home haunt whenever Springfield, Ohio has trick-or-treating, which has traditionally usually been the Saturday before Halloween. This year I don't know when it's going to be, and plus this year it may end up being on an off night because Halloween falls on a Saturday. So either trick-or-treat happens then and I'm obligated to work at Dent that night, so it may end up being on an off night. It's not for sure, but based on this chat, I may have more actors than I originally thought I would.
Well, there you go, man. Stacking up.
That's awesome.
Well, Pyle said he's going to throw on the mask and help.
Pyle, you're awesome. He did great last year, and I would love to have him back.
You could build a flatbed trailer for a lawnmower and pull people through the home haunt.
Well, see that there's a few haunted hayrides near me, And I honestly am very curious about how they're going to go about this year. Like, can they only fill their things halfway? Do they keep actors from jumping on the things to scare people? If they operate, I don't know what kind of throughput that they can have, and so I'm not advocating one way or the other. I'm just sort of wondering how they're going to do that this year. And I think this is a year where a lot of people are going to have to get creative with their scares. So I'm very, if anybody knows, if you're part of a hayride or anything, how it's going to go this year, I'd love to know, just for my own general knowledge.
Yeah, and don't have a drive-through. Don't do it.
Yeah. I will say that from what I've been monitoring is most of the hay rides are not operating. They're either changing it to a by foot, fixing things by foot, or there's one or two that they are changing it to a drive-through. But I of the hay rides that the hayride haunts, I cannot think of any of the ones that I have quote unquote monitored. That sounds just like a terrible word, but none of them are operational as a hayride.
Yeah, Mark said a lot of them are turning into walkthroughs.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that would make sense, because I think if you try and do a hayride, you can't have as many people on the whatever you call it, tractor trailer, whatever it is, on the ride itself. I don't imagine you could. So if you only half it, your throughput has to be really slowed down, I would imagine. Maybe that's balanced by maybe a smaller turnout, but I'm just guessing at this point. I don't know.
Yeah. Science got a good question for you. How would someone get one of those cool shirts?
The one I'm wearing?
Yeah.
You and about 20 other people need to indicate that you are willing to give me money for it, and I will make it happen. Because the year I got these, which was 2 years ago, the people that were working at the yard haunt had been doing it since the beginning. So I thought, well, we're at that point, we were going into our 6th year. So I said, you know what, they deserve shirts. So I got them shirts. And kept one for myself. And I mean, I know my logo, if I turn here, my logo, I feel, is pretty, almost too pretty for a haunt.
I like it. It's got like an old Western almost kind of feel to it.
It was supposed to have a Victorian type feel to it. The where I'm at is a historic district on South Fountain, so all the houses are like 150 years old, and some of them have this Victorian feel to it. So that was supposed to be the intention. But one of my buddies, he was like, "That's too pretty to be a haunt." Like, you know what? I'm going with it. Doesn't matter.
Well, it looks like there's at least 3 or 4 people that say they want a shirt.
Okay.
So I mean, you're about a quarter of the way there.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna now have to look into that. You guys are. I mean, I'm not gonna try and make money off of it. It's just, if people want a shirt, cool.
Well, print on demand right now for shirts and stuff is, I don't know if James has checked recently, but it's
kind
of wonked out.
Look, Pyle, you need to go talk to Jason. I'm not talking about this again.
Science said, assuming it's on an off night, count me in to act. I'd be a good mad scientist. So
I could make that work.
There you go. One more actor for you.
Yeah. I usually have some of the traditional things like a UV, clowns. I usually have a scarecrow with some pallets and some corn stalks I've stuck in the ground, and I have a couple of scarecrow props, and usually, so there's 2 scarecrow props, and then one person's real, and they'll jump out. Scientist? I could make it work. Yeah, sure.
Max, have you filled out the home haunter form that we have? James, has he filled that out?
James mentioned it earlier when him and I were chatting earlier, but I I guess I'm too dumb to navigate the website or.
It's under the contact us. Somebody didn't change it to.
Oh.
It's okay. The website right now is under construction, so
It's gonna be completely under construction till the
Forever.
year 3000.
but yeah, it's literally
Then
just in the
it-
contact section. So if you click on
was,
contact us, it's right there.
Yeah, just click on the black space. You'll figure it out.
Click randomly somewhere in the dark. You'll find it eventually.
Look, I just got the damn flyer done. Y'all leave me alone.
I will definitely fill that out once I. Yeah, I'll definitely fill it out. I mean, I even have a couple of off the grid home haunters that I know of that I kind of want to maybe help get their names out, but some of them don't even have names for their home haunts, and I don't know if people in general think home haunts should have names or
Yeah.
whatnot. Mine didn't for 4 years.
Like we're not just doing home haunter. We're doing like yard decorators and people that just put out candy, like literally anything.
I would love to give a shout out for Black Cat Crossing in Columbus, Ohio. It's a beautiful display. I mean, tombstones everywhere. He has this carriage that he built. It's a beautiful thing. And then on Trick or Treat night, he has a walkthrough portion. The walkthrough portion only there for trick or treating. You don't see it, but the display by itself. I mean, his house is on the corner of an intersection, so he's got the front of his house and the whole side of his house, and he puts up this long fence around it all. It's just beautiful. So Black Cat Crossing in Columbus, Ohio. That is a beautiful home haunt. Ryan and Kelly, if you're out there, love you guys.
Checking it out right now.
Max, like any home haunt, I myself believe that if you have a home haunt, you've been doing it for a while, you are really passionate about it. I think you should have a name. That's my personal thing. I'm not chastising anybody for not, but I think that you should get together and.
Your audio is all screwy, Mike.
Okay, I'm glad that wasn't just me.
He likes to screw with us occasionally.
Let me just jiggle the robot. I'm jiggling the robot. Am I any better?
You're all right now.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, because I'm holding it up like a damn FM radio. My phone. God almighty. Anyway, then I'll repeat. I'm a firm believer that if you do a home haunt, even like say a display or anything, you should name it. Name it, and then just build around it, and then have a Facebook page, and why not? Even if somebody never ever is able to come to it, there's a lot of people like myself that love to live vicariously through Facebook pages and pictures of people's home haunts and other haunts. So that's me.
I mean, I wish people would, and because I want to know everything that's out there as best as I can. There's a great guy up in northern Ohio, Randy. I don't know how you pronounce the last name. It's like Scalos, but he has Haunt on Williams, and he posts these videos and he posts these scenes, and they're amazing to see. There's another home haunter in Cincinnati, Loveland, Gregory Wallace. He has this great display where he actually built a cannon that fires. He does it's themed usually like a old Revolutionary War type of setting, and throughout the whole year he keeps posting like, okay, I'm working on this, I'm doing this, here's the progress, and I love seeing it, and I love to see everybody's little projects.
You definitely get it when you get a chance. Go check out 13 Skeletons. They actually have a book. Their premise is just brilliant. And they were also our very first guest ever on the show. And they are
You're doing it again.
Well, screw me. I don't know what else to do.
It's that damn black licorice, man. It ruins everything.
Yeah.
I haven't been black licorice. So
I went and liked 13 Skeletons page.
Yeah, he's doing a Rube Goldberg or something this year.
Yeah.
It's gonna be super awesome. Let's see. Yeah, there's the form. I actually did it directly to the forum on the chat there. Um,
I can't believe I didn't rename that. That's funny.
I know. It-
Don, are you talking about Willy Vodka?
Where?
Yeah, he probably is. Anybody
Yeah.
that says Willie B is talking about vodka.
Oh,
Tell him to take a shot for me.
of liquor.
He usually has, I think, tequila with him. I think he was one of the first clowns I followed. That when this whole when the clowns started doing the live feeds,
Yeah.
I think he was one of the first ones I followed, and then it seemed like everybody started having a feed. But he was one of the first, so I've always enjoyed it. That I saw. I mean, I don't know if he was one of the first or not, but I only see what I see.
Virus vodka.
Oh, virus vodka.
There's definitely tons of clowns
Yeah.
these days.
They're everywhere. They're on the internet as much as they're in the haunt. That's for sure.
We have at least one.
Well,
so.
we've got more than one.
Oh, that's true.
I
Kyle, you have a good night too.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for hanging out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
See, Mark Newton.
Keith hates clowns.
Well, the Pumpkin Smasher character is sort of a clown. And I mean, I do have UV clowns at the yard haunt. I don't have a character. I'm not building any story around a clown at the yard haunt. I mean, I could always, but this year it's more. I was thinking theme wise this year that my character, this creature, would kind of go out all war type against the master, and them just kind of have at it. I don't know how that's going to look quite yet, but there's a guy that does video editing for me, and I shoot some stuff, and then he edits it and try to build a story up. I mean, I don't think it necessarily changes anything about the experience that the guests have at the night of, but I enjoy doing it for this thing that I'm building.
Yeah, I like that mask, dude. Mask is nice looking.
Yeah,
I don't see you vaping. Are you sure you're a legitimate clown?
No, this was this was from CFX, and I thought it just looked like it was their Archangel design, but I feel like when I looked at it, it's all burned, it's got scars. It looked to me like a character that could be entrapped and wants to be set free. And so that was the whole thinking behind him. And Lisa, I saw her in the chat earlier. She distressed and messed with this robe and made it look really cool. So he has this really nice robe that the guy wears. Now the guy that wore this mask this last year, he's never worn a silicone mask before, but he handled it like a champ. But he wore it the whole night, no issues.
Nice. Yeah, that's a whole process.
Yeah. Man, I mean, I'm trying to teach him how to put it on and how to take it off without ripping it. But I remember my first night in a silicone mask. I felt like I just wanted it off after a half hour, but he went the whole night, never took it off.
Mark wanted to know how long or how big your home haunt is. I know it was covered, but he's always late to the party. So.
I don't have a square footage. I would say that it would take somebody about 4 minutes to walk through.
And that's with you leading them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes we pick up the pace. There has been many times, and Pyle can be blamed for this, where he just Pyle was about halfway through, and then he would just straight chase them out the rest of the way. So I'm like, if he's chasing them out, I'm like, all right, I'm leaving that group. Goodbye. And I go get the next one. So, sometimes it was a 4-minute walkthrough, but these are these are also it's geared towards. I would say my home haunt is geared towards those that haven't gone to a professional haunt. They can experience it, and maybe it gets them excited to go see other other haunts, whether it be a home haunt or a professional haunt. I mean, the kids, it could be a group of 6, 7 kids, anywhere of the age of 5 to 8, and they're walking through. Their parents don't want to go through, so they're walking through, and then they get scared, scream, run. I mean, I wouldn't say anything about my home haunt is high tech. I mean, the lights that you see around me is kind of how I set the mood inside the yard haunt. I have I have that spider from Spirit Halloween. I have a few other electronic props. Nothing pneumatic. I don't have any compression tanks. So, I mean, I wouldn't say it's super high tech. It's just, I think it's an experience that, some people take. And the screams that I get from it, I think, show that I think I'm targeting it or doing it decently enough for the audience I'm targeting.
That's awesome.
I believe. I believe at least. I mean, you get the occasional person who's like, well, that sucked. And I was like, well, we should give you your money back.
Yeah,
It's
but
free.
you get those guys everywhere though.
Yeah, right. I haven't had to kick anybody out yet. So, I mean, a 4-minute walkthrough, I don't think it'll happen. But after so many years, I feel like at some point I would have had to kick someone out, but haven't yet.
13's got a good one. In directing your actors, what is your favorite scene or scare you created? The one that makes you smile each time you get that scare.
The one I love the most is there's a garage that I have in the back. It's separate. It's a separate building from the house. It sits about, I don't know, 20 yards back from the house. So they walk around the left side of it, and that's where all the UV stuff is. And while they're looking at all the UV and they're looking at their costumes, like what's glowing and everything in the black light, somebody comes completely behind them with one of these. This is a Boo Blaster from Bill Ritchie. It's I think people who are smarter than me know how to make them, where it's these car horns attached, and
That's pretty cool though.
They just straight come behind them and just blast the hell out of them, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And that's usually when they run into my back because they just got attacked from the back. I love it because they're looking at the UV. There's like words written on the wall, like spray painted with blacklight paint, words and stuff, and they're reading it and they're looking around all in front of them and straight behind them. And the guy isn't even hidden that well, but man, he gets them. So a good distraction scare. I love those. That one's probably my favorite to get them that way. There was one year where I got that spider prop position just right towards the end. That got even some people who were like, "Oh, well, it ain't all that," and then it got them right at the end. For some reason, I've not been able to recreate that for various reasons, such as where the entrance of the yard haunt is and the exit. I just haven't been able to get the same reaction out of it for some reason. I don't know if I can try, but that was, that stupid Spirit Halloween prop got some really good scares that year. I love this thing. It's it's loud, it's handheld, it does great.
Yeah, that's a cool little device. Heidi said, I can't wait for the trailer release for Asylum Halls. He's been working on it for a while now.
That's the home haunt that Michael puts on. It's called Asylum Halls. So I guess He might be working on a trailer. I don't know, but if he is, I'd love to see it too.
Distractions are epic. Yep. Well, we've got a few people that they're not here on the chat right now, but they're part of the group that are like they are hardcore Dent fans. They make the trip like almost every year. I think I don't they I guess their trip got canceled this year. But they always talk about like, you know, how beautiful Dent Schoolhouse is.
I mean, I don't want to. I am a bit biased, but honestly, I do believe that the scenes are just beautiful. Like, it's not often that I come across a haunted house that matches on the amount of detail of the set, and it's a challenge for us actors to try to match that quality because, and I have to admit this of myself, I was in a kitchen scene. I was a chef one year, and then there was a couple times where people came through. They were looking at everything, and like, "Oh my God, this is so cool!" I jump out and say something like, "I'm gonna eat your livers," and they were just like, "Shut up! I'm looking at this." I mean, that was early on in the acting. I would like to think I won't get such a reaction now, but especially if it's fellow haunters that come through, you sometimes get that reaction where they're just looking at everything, and they honestly sometimes don't give a crap when we come out. But that's a good challenge for us. We have to have that impact, and use the scenes to our advantage and use our skills as best as we can to get that scare. Because the house sets the tone and sets the mood. So people think it's cool, it's awesome, it's spooky, it's scary. We have to bring it to life though, and it's not always easy. When the sets are such high quality. So I don't mean to make it sound like that the sets work against us, but it is a beautiful challenge in that way, to where it's like, all right, you know what? There's this world. I'm going to bring the guests into my world as the chef. They're in my house, so I need to take control and make that impact happen.
Yeah, that's like Mark was talking about Halloween Horror Nights, and they've got multi-millions of dollars that they soak into it, and they end up using like a jug with pennies in it, and that's like their tactic. And I have to admit that when I go, like, we have this whole thing with Halloween Horror Nights not being the same now. It's more commercialized, less driven like artistically. It's more like IP driven. And honestly, the reason I go there now is I just look at their sets. I don't really care so much for the acting. It's really just, for me, it's eye candy. They do some cool stuff like that. So yeah, you definitely have to step your game up on the acting front when you have such eye-popping details, and that's one of the things that they still need to work on. And that's coming from somebody that worked there. Like, I know what their routines were, and from any other haunt I've ever been to, they were the most laxed.
I mean, I'd love to go see that show at some point too.
Yeah,
would be great.
Unfortunately, it's kind of fallen off now. It's now it's all intellectual properties, and how much money can we throw at that, and we'll throw some stuff together. But that's a discussion for literally an entire night.
Well, just promise me that if an actor delivers a very good line, to not forget it. I don't know what sort of censorship you have on this channel, but I could share my favorite line I've ever heard.
Well, I mean, we usually save things for Friday nights, but I mean, at some point you got to just say fuck it. So go ahead, let's let's hear it.
Okay. It was at the American Horrorplex down in Louisville. And we were walking through, and we came to the scene where it was a completely padded room, and there was a girl in there, and she came up, and she seemed perfectly fine. And then she started freaking out, losing her mind. And we're like, so we were just playing around like, what's wrong? What's wrong? They came and they removed all the ants from my butthole. And I want them to put them back. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what did this girl just say to me?
That's pretty tame for this show.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, that sounds like something somebody in our chat would probably say on a random Wednesday.
Yeah,
Well,
Sunday.
She just delivered it so well that
That's awesome.
It stayed with me.
Yeah, I can see why. That's definitely one of those comments. You're like, what? What?
Well, I didn't expect that. I thought, they would say something like voices in my head or something like that. And then she's just like, ants out of the butthole. Like, oh. Yes, Margaret, I gave beef jerky to somebody once.
Beef jerky.
That became my stick. There was when I was a chef, the girl was in front of me. It was a prop girl, and her spine was open, and I just stuck pieces of beef jerky in it, and I would take them out and try to force feed it to guests as they came by, like not like McCamey style, but just be like open wide and
nice.
Have a taste of this 12-year-old veal and stuff like that. People.
Well, Courtney said even funnier. Not sure which actress it was, but she nailed the ass ant scene when we went through. Ass ants. Say that 4 times fast to see if that hurt.
Courtney is one of the co-owners of Grim Trails, a haunt I mentioned earlier, which centers its theme around fairy tales, like Alice in Wonderland and Headless Horseman and stuff like that. Very unique haunted house, and I've got to go see it a few times. And so, Courtney, thank you for stopping in. You're wonderful.
Yeah, thanks, Courtney.
Thank you, Courtney. Well, you know what? We've done this for like an hour and a half. Probably one of our longer interviews, chats that we have. And so we don't want to continue on, if it's hard to do, if you're fine, we can continue, whatever. We'll go for another 20 minutes or whatever, but entirely
I need to tell Sean, screw you, because he said he went through and did the exact same walkthrough Dent. Well, Sean does a great haunted event out on the eastern side of Cincinnati that benefits the Boy Scouts. And there's this like castle type fort on this Boy Scout land. I don't know what they use it for, but there's all these rooms, and they go and set up. They spend a few weeks like setting up all these rooms to make it a haunted house, and it's amazing. I mean, it's not a home haunt, but I mean, it's a fantastic event for the Boy Scouts, and he invited me out to go see the sets because while they were doing their show, obviously I had to work, but he invited me out to go see it, and so it was Spookery is what it's called. But now to know that he came through Dent and ignored all the actors, screw you.
That's awesome.
Am I talking over Mike?
No,
Mike actually can shut his mouth every once in a while.
I was just saying because I felt like I heard some of that muffled noise, so I was worried if I was talking over him. I apologize.
Oh,
there you go.
Getting
roasted.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, I'm used to getting roasted too. I'm talking about myself in third person because it's fun.
that wasn't. I swear that wasn't supposed to be an insult.
No, dude, no.
I talk a lot. I'm sorry.
Was Mike talking? I thought I heard some muffle. That's the
Mark. So
new T-shirt.
So Mark wants to know if someone actually ate the beef jerky. Yes. I remember. I think somebody posted about it on Instagram once, where they came through and they ate, and they got to eat "quote unquote" the veal, as I kept referring it to. So I would typically I would hold it out, and people, if they open their mouths and then they would position themselves under the beef jerky, I would let loose. And I mean, I didn't touch them. They positioned themselves in a way where they accepted the offering and they tried my cooking.
The beef jerky offering.
Yes. As some people would be like, "Oh, it's just beef jerky," and then like several, it was pretty much always dudes. Like girls wouldn't try the beef jerky. The guys would, and the girls would get so mad at the guys they were with for eating it.
That's awesome. 13 said the best line he heard was, "You smell different when you're sleeping." That's pretty good.
I think I've heard that one. That kind of makes its ways around, and it freaks people out like a lot, just to make them think, "Oh, I'm watching when I'm sleeping."
There's something to say.
Yeah.
About there's something to say about only guys trying your jerky.
God, who said that?
Mark.
Margaret, it was a mistake. So, one thing that our manager does when she comes through, we're not allowed to stop acting. We have to remain in character even when she comes through, unless she tells us to stop. So I remain in character and try to feed her, and she accuses me of feeding her plastic. I say that's bullcrap. I think it was just a bad piece of jerky.
Oh, that's funny.
I would have gone with the plastic.
Yeah,
Danny,
guys.
fortunately, Jack is not here.
He showed up and cussed a couple times and bailed. He did his jabby things.
I bet he did.
That's fun.
5-hour stream. Yeah, right.
Oh God. So originally our Friday night after dark streams would go for 5 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We do this 3 nights a week, and they want us to do a 5-hour stream on Fridays also.
But yeah, you can to totally let you know we're not lying. All of our stuff is archived on Facebook and on YouTube. And yeah, the 5 and 6 hour streams were just killing us. Killing us.
Yeah. That's rough. Wow.
That's why saying people with ass ants is nothing, because those 5 hour streams on Friday are whoo. Yep.
No, there's a group I'm part of called Haunt Chat, where it's haunters that get together usually on Wednesday or Saturday nights, and they'll chat sometimes late into the night. I think there's a few nights where things got pretty funny, but I think if you go that long, yeah, you're gonna hear some really interesting stuff.
Well, originally we did it on the stream, and then it got to the point where like the shenanigans were so bad, like 4 hours in, that we had to remove one off of Facebook. We put it on YouTube, but we knew if we left it on Facebook, we were going to get banned. So, we were like, we can't do this anymore. Like, it was just too much. Mark said, so only guys enjoy your jerky. The one woman who tried it was appalled. Once he starts roasting you, it's a downward trend from there.
Well, I mean, if guys aren't happy with the meat they got, they gotta find something better, I guess.
No refund.
On our last visit to Dent, my 61-year-old mom caught the carnival barker at the gate off guard because she ate his used Jolly Rancher. Her words, she'll do anything once.
Look, Jolly Ranchers are a great way for us to make it through the night. So that's hilarious that she took it from him.
Yeah, they keep that saliva and keep your mouth from drying out your throat.
Courtney, your mom's something else. I don't know.
Nick's back.
Hey, Nick. What's up, man?
What did you miss? Well, people sharing Jolly Ranchers and guys that eat beef jerky.
And ants in a butthole.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ass ants.
It's our general downward trend towards the end of this night. You know how they go.
When Mark decides he needs to roast people, then we also know that Disney's not working because Mark's roasting people.
He's been here for a while. There must be nothing broken right now.
Well, no, he said that Disney's full, everything's broken.
He's not even trying. He's just letting it go.
Oh no! Why his Disney Plus feed won't work?
No, he.
No.
Is there not? No. Was there not enough episodes of Sophia the First?
Well, he earned it. He earned the roasting, though. He really does.
Yeah. No, Mark keeps the actual Disney park running.
Yeah, he's.
Is he an Imagineer?
He Imagineers a lot of shit, I imagine.
Yeah, Mark. He Imagineers. There's magic buttons all over the damn park.
Yeah.
No. Mark is our resident. He's our resident. He keeps the magic alive at Disney.
I don't know what he's officially called.
The fixer, the
mechanic. He drives people around.
He said, "Don't get me started, Imagineers."
We love Mark. Mark is a hoot, and of course, Mark he is our resident. Mark's Pandemic Adventures when the park started opening, and he would venture out and spend $3,000 to $4,000 on beers and videotape all the people wearing masks. Nah, Mark's a hoot.
Said I'm a dumbass mechanic. He just works on some really expensive stuff.
Yeah, super expensive. No, Mark's a hoot. So Mark, now I get Mark. You're working right now, right? Mark does third shift. Mark, when all the guests leave, is when Mark comes in and breaks all the shit, and they come in the next day, and they're like, "Why is the Small World muted? Why is there no music in Small World?" Oh, it's Mark. No, we don't know. Why are boats sinking? At Mark. Even we don't know.
Heidi, I appreciate you sticking around for so long.
Yeah,
Heidi works with me at Dent. She's been there longer than me, but she's definitely one of the more enthusiastic ones of the bunch, and she's obviously very excited for the season to begin. Me too, Heidi. We'll get there.
There's my organic food. Yeah, for one, the folks that came in, to listen to you and everything else, thank you so much for joining us. I mean, come back and for other streams. We'd love to have all of you on. We're going to definitely have Maximus back on. You don't get off that easy, Max, because since you own a home haunt, or you do a home haunt, and that's what James and I we've decided to focus on. We cover whoever. Like I said, you're perfect because you are a Dent person and you have your own home haunt. So you're the best of both worlds. But you'll definitely be back on here before you get super busy.
I appreciate that. I mean, you guys are great to talk to. You have great people in the chat, and I mean, I love the energy that's with Haunters Anonymous. I didn't know if at first I had to say, "Hey, my name's Max. I'm a hauntaholic."
No, man, it's all whatever.
If somebody's made that joke before, probably.
Yeah. Danny said join the After Dark group if you're not on there. That's where we do things a little more shenaniganly.
Yeah. If you're not in the Haunters Anonymous After Dark group, you need to go ahead and click the join button, or we send you, because there's a lot of fun in that. There's a lot of fun in that group. I mean, it's all fun, but all the podcasts and the Facebook live feeds, all the ones that do them, everybody has their shtick and they have their thing, and they're all awesome. James and I, we just decided that we do this so that everybody can have fun, and we have fun with everybody. So that's why it's so rocking laid back. And then Friday nights, of course, when we get Friday nights when I get to swear more, that's always awesome.
Yeah, we don't and we don't do anything for like the cloud of it. We just we want to listen, like we listen to literally anyone that is fun to talk to and will put up with our BS, man. And
We
it will be hard
anybody
pressed to find a better chat. I swear to you, you can have 100,000 viewers and you're not going to get a more engaged chat than what we have. It's just hard to it's hard to recreate.
and
It is. That's a culture that you build, and it just happens, sometimes, and it's not something you can recreate for sure.
well, and I say this a lot. We always are very honored and privileged when folks like you, you coming on here it's fantastic. The stories that are now recorded for all time and space. It's it's awesome. And that's why we do it too, is to have folks like you on here to give us your story and to have people ask you questions, and then it allows you to relive memories, and then we all get a good hoot out of it. So,
Mm-hmm.
Definitely thank you so much for coming on. And then, sorry, but like I said, you have to come on again at some point.
I'd be more than happy to. There's a lot that I'm still learning. Speaking of learning, I see Terry Rook is in here. Terry is the guy that trained me to be Pumpkin Smasher. And he's the guy that trained me to be a haunt actor when I first started at Dent. So he's taught me so much, and even up to now, anytime I go to him for a question, he's willing to still teach me now. I mean, he's got experience in professional wrestling and murder mystery shows, haunt acting, so he's just all around a performer. So, and I'm sorry that with the pandemic he hasn't been able to much, but I think I heard recently he's got some kind of show coming up. So anything that people give to me, I just love to share it. I love this industry a lot. Whether I just love seeing people's passions. I think that's what haunting more or less, is people having some kind of vision and putting in all this effort into putting it on. And at a yard haunt where they just be able to do anything they want and just put all this creativity into it, I'm in awe a lot. I was talking with James earlier about this home haunt down in Amelia, Ohio. The guy sets it up in this garage. It's just amazing what he does in there. He's built all these walls, and it's one of those two car garages that he set it up in. Yeah, and he's set up all these walls to where actors. There's even an actor hallway in the middle of it all, and it's. Why do people put in so much effort into that sort of stuff? But it's just a love and a passion, and I love to go see and appreciate all that.
That's fantastic. You have to send us all these links to all these places, or tell them that they need to fill out the contact us form.
Yeah. Hey, go here, do that.
Yeah, as soon as they figure out how to make it look like a damn contact form.
Yeah.
I swear I will fill mine out. And if you get your merch thing going back up, I know that several of the people that have now been exposed to the page, I'm sure would love to. If your printer stops having the COVID virus, I'm sure a lot of them would love to.
Yeah. Man, I tell you what, I was like 5 seconds from driving over to that place, just beating some heads in.
And I will verify that what he says is actually true, but also extremely low key, because I was hearing the more fun part of it, with the words and the swearing and the cussing and the funness. But yeah, we'd like to get it back up and running too. It's something that we a lot of work went into it, so we'd like to get it back up and running. It's only a click of a button for us, but they need to get their heads out of their asses or whatever they're doing. Their ants out of their asses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get the ants out of their asses. If Terry will work my yard haunt, that's a dream come true, because I'm putting him out front to interact with people as they wait in line. Then that's where he is, and he can bring any of his characters. He has a tattoo for every one of his characters, and I'm not I'm gonna guess there's like 5 or 6 of them, and he has a tattoo for each of them. Terry's just great.
Well, there's your trivia guy too. So.
Oh yeah, he can do it. I mean, I've worked with him with the murder mystery stuff, and in the murder mystery thing, there's like 8 different shows I think you have to do, and you have to come up with, and you have to portray a different character for each of them. Sometimes you have to be 2 different characters, and he does it without issue. I mean, and if you ever want to talk to an amazing actor, I mean, one who just does all that. I can't recommend him enough. Again, I'm biased, but I when I see something talent, I love to see it.
Danny said you need to either do a live stream or take video your home haunt this year.
So my sister typically will follow a couple of groups through each year. One year she held the phone like this and went through, and it looked awful on Facebook.
See that, Mark? You see what he's doing right now? Take notes. Mark does that on his pandemic adventure every time.
So, then last year I think she went through like this, and I think I got a better video. So, I mean, I think I'm not technical enough to know how best to film a walkthrough of a yard haunt while it's dark. The lighting's bad, everything's bad. You can see sometimes like, oh, he has a green light over there. Oh, there's some black light there. But so much detail's lost. And that's an amazing thing about the Dent Schoolhouse. Bud Strauss, one of the creators, owners, he's able to go through and make these amazing videos of the place and take these pictures, and it just looks fantastic. I'm nowhere near that talented, but it's good looking stuff. But Danny, I will, when it happens this year, we're gonna have another video, and I just hope it's a better quality one than the one I've got before.
Max, I tell you real quick what you want to do, and you can get with me, but a simple infrared flashlight, which they do make. They actually make some that your cameras can fit into to take the low light stuff. But you can get for nothing on Amazon. You can get like an infrared flashlight or a camera flashlight, and it would do wonders.
Infrared flashlight.
Yeah, just look up IR flashlight or IR camera light. I'm telling you, of course it'll wash out some of the colors, but you'll be able to see the reactions. And then of course if you spend enough money, you can get a bright one, but nobody knows what you're doing because it's not like shining in the room. So. Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that recommendation. I'm gonna look into that because I really want something better. One of my flaws as a human being is I am somewhat self-centered, and I do have an ego, and Margaret has hinted at it numerous times now. It is true. I have submitted the yard haunt for a couple of awards, but my videos are absolute crap compared to what I've seen. So I understand why I don't ever win. It's not that winning is important in that sense, but I'm just like, I do put a lot of effort into this, and I would like people to be able to see it, those that cannot attend the night of. So that sounds like a great suggestion. IR flashlight on it. I can look that up, and I would love to incorporate that, see if that helps.
Like I said, you know how to get a hold of us. James and I are both technical. I would love to see this year, like a live stream at the end. People running out. Definitely get some good low light stuff. It's always nice to have it, even for you, so you can go back and go like, oh, look at that person peeing themselves or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. Plus, it's a good way to see if you have any places that bottleneck or anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do think that there's sometimes when I lay it out in my head or as I build it out, it doesn't always work out especially as the actors get acclimated to their scenes and try different things out. Sometimes I think there was a point last year where somehow, I don't know how this happened, but 4 actors were all of a sudden on the group. And I'm like, this is not what's supposed to happen. They were freaking out, which I guess is what you want, but they were supposed to be a bit more spaced.
That happens. That'll happen in any haunt. That happens. Halloween Horror Nights, professional haunt, amateur haunt, home haunt. That happens at Walmart,
Yeah, right.
which is the creepiest place on earth. But yeah, I would definitely like to see some video. And if you do any video of like building and stuff, that's also cool because that happens during the day usually. Um, you're not giving away the farm by letting people know some of the stuff because they don't know how it's going to be put in or what's going to happen, and a lot of people do it. So
Yeah,
I love it.
I definitely, and I do believe I have a pretty good circle of some helpful haunt folks who are always readily available, and that's the other great part about the haunt industry is you reach out, you get answers. I don't think I've ever been failed as far as trying to figure something out and reaching out, and somebody's been able to answer, and I've been able to improve from it.
It's a phenomenal group of people. There's people that do the cosplay and the conventions and all that kind of stuff. Most people don't know that Halloween and haunted attractions are year round. I mean, it's not like they just magically appear. And the groups of people that do it that are nice and not too stuck up. There's only a very, very small handful of them that get a little pissy, but 99.999% of all of them are just fantastic people. They're all
Absolutely.
fantastic.
But when I check in at HauntCon in January, I still get the messages. So you're doing Halloween stuff in January, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing Halloween stuff in December. There's more and more haunts, or there was more haunts opening for Christmas. So, I was doing Halloween stuff. Yes.
Nobody says that to me because literally people have known me so long, and of course, even new people that walk by my house, it's Halloween at my house every single day, 365, 24/7. So I don't get that because if people say that, I'm like, are you shitting me? There's a pumpkin out in the front, and there's this full-fledged skeleton looking at you from the window.
Yeah. There's just a lot of different circles I think I'm involved with where they know I love Halloween and they know I do haunted house stuff, but they just don't get it where, what are you doing in April? Or,
Right.
why do people go to St. Louis in, what is it, March?
Dude, let me tell you, I don't know how old you are, but you get my age, you just disassociate with people like that. You get to a certain age, you're like, yeah, you know what? I literally I don't even know why you're breathing my air. So just toodle off and enjoy your Christmas and or your whatever, and we're good.
You hear that, all you old ladies from my church? If you don't get it,
move along.
You're getting blocked.
You got a compliment there in chat too from Courtney. I don't know if you saw that.
Courtney. Max, have to say you've always kept your ego under wraps around us. Love your willingness to always learn more. No, I appreciate that. It's Courtney and Michael down in Grim Trails. They work on these like really big castle facades, and they work on these sets, and they're on this trail, and they're always willing to show what's going on down there, and so I'm always excited to see what they end up coming up with each year. So they're very generous group down there in Louisville.
Well, Mike, your house is going to get decorated for 4th of July next time you go to town.
I saw that. I'm trying to find the right emoji. I hate emojis. I'm trying to find the right one.
Well,
there we go. That's the right one right there.
The one licking the screen is a good one. I don't know what that was about.
I don't. Wait a minute. Oh, is that what that is? I always thought that was just like haha, sticking my tongue out. I don't want to be licking people's screens.
No, I think it's just sticking his tongue out. But to me, it always looks like he's just licking the screen, the window licker. Thanks to COVID.
Thanks to COVID, I haven't had to start the Halloween shopping with a kiddo. We just don't go meandering in stores, which is good. But I'm getting ready to venture out. Gonna deck out the lanai. Yeah, you and your lanai. Yep. Well, you need to take pictures.
Not a porch, lanai.
Lanai.
I have to admit, I've already gone and bought a Spooky Town item from Michaels.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm one of those.
Well, we got a guy on here from the Trio of Terror that goes to all the places, and he films all the stuff. There's actually one place that's got those Spooky Town things like super cheap, but I think it might be like an Indiana only store.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not far from Indiana. I'll go.
Because they were like all the Lemax stuff was like $20 cheaper than everywhere else.
What and Max, you
sounds-
know, you need to join. Sorry to put you on these groups, but you need to join Trio of Terror. That group is amazing. We have the three of them on here chitty chatting, and we've had a couple of them on here, and we're trying to get all three of them together. But definitely join Trio of Terror because the DIY stuff, sorry, that they make there is amazing. They're all basically home haunters.
Think
yeah,
Trio, like a 3.
Yeah.
it's three of them. It's Trio of Terror. It's a group. Anybody can join it. They are phenomenal. They're just funnier than hell too, but some awesome stuff. But and we're gonna try to get them to do the whole camera. James and I have a goal for the home haunters that we would like to, if it's possible, you know, since a lot of places do trick or treat on Halloween night, is to get as many home haunters to feed a live stream to us of their trick or treaters. To literally have like a matrix wall of home haunters.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
To be able to do that.
Oh, I mean, I've got the like logistics of it figured out. I know how to capture all the video. I know ours are going to be up, obviously, because we're just going to have like an all night stream of, you know, what Halloween events.
We're gonna yeet the treats all damn night, and I'll watch me eat half of them.
I mean, I think Facebook allows us to only go 8 hours, but I mean that's plenty of time anyway. But
Mark, I couldn't tell if he was saying trio or tree. Like,
yeah, it's Mark. You don't even have to reply to him.
Tree of Terror. I think there's a haunted house called it. I'm not off by that much.
It's also because I'm probably still muffled, or who knows? Maybe I'm not holding my phone high enough.
Did you hear that muffle? Was Mike saying something? I didn't hear anything.
Is that me? Maybe I said Tuna Turner.
Tuna Turner. Jesus.
He's not here, so I can't. Not even...
I once had this idea of like, you know, if somebody could act like a newsroom, but for haunted attractions, kind of like live PD, but haunted attractions, I guess. And just kind of have a camera going at all these different ones. That was sort of a thought I had at one point, but nowhere near anyhow knowing how to ever implement a thing like that. But I think that may have sort of what I thought I heard you saying with having kind of a live feed going everywhere.
That's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
Margaret, thank you so much. By the way, Margaret's headed out. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Margaret.
We'll get you on here too.
Yeah, let's go.
No one can resist being on Haunters Anonymous. Bullshit.
We get Margaret, Heidi, Courtney, all the people. I don't care.
All of you.
We'll have all of Dent.
We'll get
just in one place.
If we get all of Dent Schoolhouse on here at one time, which we can do, by the way, because we have the magic, James, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Just let me have control over who's muted.
I think that's doable.
Yeah, I think you can mute people. You should be good.
If you allow me to mute people, I think it will go okay. They really are a great group. I mean, I came to work at Dent just to try professional haunting, but and this is going to sound cliche and whatever, but I literally stayed for the family. You know, I couldn't believe that I developed a family group with, you know, these people at that haunted attraction, and that's why I kept going back. I mean, it's not the same thing as the home haunt. The home haunt to me is just something that is mine. I get to make the choices, so it's, you know, it's a control thing. But Dent and the family and the people, they're really great.
Well, James, like I think James said it a while ago, he and I know plenty of people who've gone to Dent, and of course, Dent is also on my bucket list, but I haven't been there yet. There is none of them that have said anything derogatory about Dent. Literally, it's nothing but raving, raving, raving. Love it, love it, love it.
And one of these is
Just
coming from a hypercritical person. Like this
yes,
dude beats everything down.
he is a hilarious dude. But yeah, he's there's yeah, and he absolutely loves Dent, and he and his buddy who travel around. Dent was, I think, going to be on the list again this year, and they are swear words galore that all that kind of got for them. They couldn't do it because of COVID, not because of course Dent's open. It's just it all got screwed up. Places they wanted to go couldn't open, so they're like, the
Yeah.
hell with it.
Well, I mean, maybe with us opening 2 weeks later, I mean, can mess up people's schedules because I think a lot of haunts that do just the October weekends, you know, probably would travel to some other haunts like Dent who were open typically the second weekend in September. So
Yeah.
I see how those trips get messed up. But I do think that there's a lot of haunts, and I've noticed this on a lot of schedules that have been posted. A lot of them are opening that same weekend in September, that last one. I haven't seen too many. I've seen a few that will open earlier. I think Malice Manor is one that I'm keeping my eye on because I'd like to visit it finally in Indiana. I think they're opening. Land of Illusion typically opens pretty early. Haunted Hotel in Louisville also opened pretty early September. Granted, I don't know what they're all doing this year, but I'm keeping my eye out because I'd like to travel since now I have 2 weeks that I normally wouldn't have. But we'll see which haunts elect to open.
Yeah, that's just the sad part. A lot of them don't even know. A lot of them are saying we want to be open, but my my fear is if we don't get things under control, the ones that say they're going to be open because they really are hoping to be open, they're going to have to just shut things down at the last minute, and it's going to be
Yeah.
devastating.
Yeah, that's the legitimate fear. You know, putting in all the money into your permits, into your insurance, you know, the investments that you've made into the props for the year or whatever it might be, whatever is associated with opening costs to do it open for a weekend or two and then be told to shut down. That would suck. I don't know how to fix that, and I wish, you know, some smarter guru than me has the solution, but I don't, and I understand that is a legitimate fear for haunted attractions this year.
Well, the thing is, Max, there is no way to fix it because you
Yeah.
know that you're at the mercy of your city, state, county, and they are at the mercy of numbers, and they're at the mercy of the federal. It's just all around just sad. I mean, if you look at all the industries that have had to close, bars and restaurants and all that stuff, and the whole thing is sad. And of course, haunted attractions are just an unbelievable passion, and that's what makes it even worse. Is because it's like you only have so many weeks to do this, and you work all year to do it, and it's a passion, and you meet people you don't see except on those few weeks because they come from here, and just not knowing. I talk to a lot of people who are just beside themselves because it's literally just everything's up in the air. So
Yeah, it's. I wish there was something I could do, but the best I'm going to do is just those that decide to open. I'm going to try to promote where I can through the Ohio Haunters Association, and some places, if I'm available, will receive my patronage. But yeah, I get that there's a fear. Terry
yes.
said the 4 Ps. We usually identify. I don't know if 4 Ps is a universal concept, but we call it piss, poop, puke, pass out. That's our goal every night is to make people get one of the 4 Ps or multiple of the 4 Ps. Piss, puke, poop, pass out.
Get them all, man. Get them all.
Yeah,
I've had,
all at the
I've
same
had-
time.
I've had a pisser and a pooper. I don't think I've had a pass out. I do know a guy at Dent did have a pass out. That was interesting. The pukers, I don't know. Sure.
Lisa said it's totally a Maximus.
It's
Lisa-
totally
Lisa
Lisa
Bardell.
is Lisa is she works at Dent as well as an actress. She's fantastic, and she's just she's like a ball of sunshine. She just friendly to everybody, and she kind of builds this like family around herself, and she checks in on everybody, making sure that they're good, have what they need, and encourages. You know, Heidi does that kind of stuff too, and Nick has saved me several nights by giving me a granola bar when I guess I didn't eat properly beforehand. He's like, Max, you look like you need a granola bar, and then he always has multiple. So I appreciate all of you. I mean, honestly, these nights get long,
Oh yeah.
and we can't do it. We couldn't do it without the support of everybody. I mean, some people are just good at doing it, but you know, I have some weeknights too, and Nick and Lisa and Heidi, they've all been there for me. And Margaret and Terry. There was my first night in the silicone mask. I think I was getting heat exhaustion, and our breaks were only like about 10, 15 minutes, and I needed to go back. And I tried to leave, and Terry sat my big ass back down. He's like, "You're not going anywhere. You need to cool down." So, so they do look out for each other.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. That's what haunters are all about, of every caliber. You know, professional, amateur, home haunt, vendors. You know, vendors are the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. That's why that's why my house is 24/7. Oh, speaking by the way, Max, because it's like what 4 hours ago when we got you on here. Kidding. You know, we were talking about ghosts. Somewhere in one of these things, my house actually is haunted. There is. I was actually, when you were talking about. Well, I'm not too sure. I was waiting for something to happen in my house because Willie, the ghost of my house, apparently listens to the streams as we're doing them, and I was waiting for him to do something to basically, hey, I'm here. But anyway, so my house is haunted. Just to let you know. Little side note for you.
Yeah, he'll randomly start playing something on like one of his other devices, middle of the stream.
Yeah, it's hilarious. So,
He
I thought I'd know that.
he just wants to let you to know that he's there.
Oh yeah, and I know he's here. He's been around for. What do you mean? Am I tired, Danny? What? That was random. I do know that I just looked at what the time was, and of course, we can literally go on for hours. That's what's so awesome about the stream. But I know some folks have to work. Some folks, it's like Eastern, it's Central, all that time stuff. So, and I do know that we're going to have you back on here, Max. So James, if you're cool with it, we probably should wind it down because we're at the over 2 hour mark. But it's up to you.
Just wanted everybody to say hi to JC.
Oh my God! Look at the go! Oh my God! So cool.
She's named after the Junior Chamber of Commerce haunts.
Yep. That's awesome.
I guess like what the. Yeah, and Mark says he's working. That's true. Mark is working. It's a small world, but
Literally.
I appreciate you guys having me on, and I hope this wasn't too long for you or anything. But
Not at all, man.
And Max, let me say, just we just have to regulate ourselves,
right.
James and I, because like I said, we are used to or have been 5 or 6 hours streams. I mean, they have occurred. We have evidence, so we have decided we know at a certain point we have to kind of put the brakes on things because we'll go forever. And then I'll be dead, and it just would not be good. I would just disappear off the stream. But
yeah, side note to that, actually. So after this stream ends, I'll be on Haunters Anonymous Gaming. I'm gonna be doing a gaming stream tonight. So
total side note, I will not.
Yeah, he does not. He's not a gamer.
Not game. It is not a Pac-Man game. I don't know what the hell to do. I'm too old. But no, James, if you want to do our normal sign off for guests, we'll stay on for a few minutes. But Max, for me, just thank you so much. The honor and the privilege is just ours to have you on here. Thank you so much for chatting with us. Thank you for taking the time out of your night and coming on here. It's phenomenal. It's beyond appreciated.
Absolutely.
Thank
man.
you so much. It's been a great pleasure talking to you guys and just being able to share the passion. I guess.
Well,
And you've got a
yeah.
very, you have a lot of really good people that follow you too, because I mean, they hung out the whole time, they talked. So
they're great people. They really are, all of them. I mean, friend request each other, build your haunt circles. They're great people out there.
Well, and we're gonna have them on here. We'd love to have them all on.
Absolutely, man.
So,
they're. I know Heidi and I'm pretty sure Courtney and all of them would just love to jump at the opportunity.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, man, that's what we're all about.
But once again, thank you. Normally what we do, Max, is we'll let you kind of bow out. James and I stay on for an extra minute just to kind of wind things down. Dude, thank you so much. Man, we'll have you back on here. If any tech questions, holler at us. We love answering those too.
Absolutely. Thank you both.
Thank you, man. Very much
Thanks,
appreciated.
Max. Take it easy. Thank you so much, man. We will see you later.
Take care.
So that was Max.
That was awesome.
Which was super awesome. So that's just, there's no words. As always, again, we will close things down, and everybody that's still with us and everyone that had to go out, thank you so much. Absolutely phenomenal. We will definitely be reaching out to Dent Schoolhouse and get some of those folks on here, or reach out to us if you're still here. We're here.
Yeah, we can get pretty much 100 people. I think is our max. So
100 folks. If you got 100 folks at Dent Schoolhouse, let's test the stream out. Let's break something. But so we'll wind it down. Once again, thank you, everybody. We'll see you again Friday with Nick with Science Behind the Scares. I anticipate that one's going to be a nice long one too. So get yourself some cold tea or alcohol, whatever you're going to do, Danny. Kidding. She's going to beat my ass. But thanks, everybody. I'm going to pass it to James.
Again, huge thank you to Max, man. That was a super good interview. And thank you for everybody that, followed him here and hung out with us. So that's going to be it for tonight. We will be back Friday. Gonna have Science Behind the Scare. So that'll be good. See how long that goes. see how long we can push Nick's buttons.
Yeah, Max, you didn't miss anything, by the way. Yeah. Oh my God. I'll have to get snacks, but that's the cool part about it. But we can cuss on Friday. Yay!
Yep. Anyway, guys, thank you for hanging out. Remember, we didn't do it yet, but eat those treats. Keep it going. And I guess that's about it, guys.
Yep. Thanks, everybody. Be excellent to each other, and ciao.